Hey, welcome to Getting Real. I am your host, Monick Halm, and on this show, we talk about the real parts of real estate investing. How to have more success, how to some real stories, some real truths. And today, I want to talk about fun. I want to talk about the pleasure of fun in our real estate investing. And I've been thinking a lot about this because I put myself on a 50 days of fun challenge. Today is day 23 and it's leading up to a milestone birthday. And as I'm heading towards this birthday and just focusing on fun every day, and I'm, a little over 3 weeks into this, I notice how having this orientation towards fun has shifted my life in all these different ways because we have something called the reticular activating system, which is, it's a part of our brain that is geared to notice what we tell it to notice. So normally it might be in the cavewoman days, that was danger. So it would see things moving in the shadow, or now it might work if you're looking to buy a car. Maybe you decide, hey, I'm going to get this new. I've actually been looking at the Rivian, so I'm interested in Rivian, so now I see them everywhere, and that might happen to you, or you notice where and there's like a particular movie you're thinking about, and then everywhere you hear about it, you see it. So that has been working for me in the context of fun, and I'm having more fun in all areas of my life, and it's also leading to more success. And so I want to talk about this today, at how you can tap into fun and pleasure to enhance your success. And something we definitely talk about in the real estate investor goddesses. In our program, we have these daily accountability calls, and every day we check in and we have a goal for the month, and we say, this is what I'm doing towards my goal for the month, and this is what I'm doing towards my pleasure. This is what I'm doing for fun, for self-care, and because every day we're focused on that, um, we're it's keyed in to find more ways to put that in. So every day I'm like, how can I have fun today? How can I make what I'm doing more fun? And to that end, today I'm going to try something I haven't tried before, but I made some slides for this on fun. And I was like, that could be fun. Let me make some fun slides. So fingers crossed it all works out. And we'll talk about the power of fun in real estate investing. What can I say? Hold on, let me share my screen here. And I think that's working. So we're talking about the power of fun in real estate investing, how pleasure can revolutionize your real estate investing journey. And I'm just going to share that I did this with this app, or a program called Gamma.app. So easy. I literally did this in a few seconds. Well, yeah, with some AI, it helped me come up with this. If you see images of people with extra fingers and stuff, I'm sorry, but it's not perfect, but it's so cool. Anyway, I thought that was fun. So let's talk about fun in real estate investing and how you can use that to boost your creativity, your productivity, and just overall success. If I can figure out how to get to the next page. All right, so let's talk about, or so there's a science of fun. There is, I studied for a long time. I just realized I wrote a book that I never actually published on the right brain versus left brain. So the left brain is a part of our brain that is more logical. It's numerical. It's more in your head. In the right brain is a part that's more intuitive, spatial, creative, relational. And that's where more of the fun and creativity shows up. And as so this when we add in fun, we're amping up our right brain. We're actually stimulating neural pathways. It makes us more creative, and it makes us better problem solvers. Now, if you've done much of any real estate investing, then you know that there are going to be all sorts of problems and challenges that show up, and creative solutions are very, very necessary. So having fun, bringing fun in actually helps us be more creative, helps us be more successful. Fun reduces stress. And so when we're more playful, it lowers our cortisol levels, reduces our stress, improves our overall mental health. And if you are super stressed out, anxious, depressed, uh, you're not going to take the actions you need to take in order to be successful. You just won't. We're not going to be able to do it. So when we add in fun, you're going to want to do it. You're going to be creative, and you're also more magnetic, I think, to the people around you. And it helps you make better decisions. So you have a more positive mindset. You're going to be more rational and effective decision maker. Having that fun and enhancing the right brain helps your left brain, helps your whole brain all together. So that's the importance of fun and the science behind it. Oops, I skipped a page. So how do you foster creativity in real estate investing? So creativity is there are two main aspects of creativity. There's a positive psychologist named Shahaley. No, Mahaley, Csikszentmihalyi is his name. It's a mouthful. He studied creativity, and he and his researchers talked to dozens and dozens of luminaries in all sorts of fields. So there were authors and musicians and visual artists, but he also talked to the politicians and diplomats and scientists, people in all different fields who are at the top of their fields, but were known for being very, very creative. And he and his team spent hours talking to each of them, really doing a deep dive to find out, what were their childhoods like, what their sexual proclivities, their drug or alcohol use, their, sleeping habit, like just everything about them, to try to figure out what makes them creative, what do they have in common. And they found that creative people have only two things in common. So some of them had terrible childhood, some of them had great childhood, some of them had no money, some of them had tons of money, some of them, some of them used drugs, some of them didn't, had never touched anything in their lives. It ran the gamut. But what they all had in common was that they all were deeply curious. So they asked lots and lots and lots of questions. Not that they had all the answers, they asked lots of questions. Questions are really a key. And they were in awe of life. They would get really fascinated by everything. Okay? Things that most of us would just ignore, they found extraordinary. And and when you think about it and you really get into that mindset, you realize that everything is awesome. Right? I mean, I have here my phone, right, which holds more information. This phone has more computing power than the rocket that sent the first man to the moon. This telephone holds libraries and libraries and like almost I can access almost all information ever created from this. Right? It's extraordinary, but in simple ways. This is a mug that it will keep my drink hot or cold for hours. For hours. It's incredible. You have to watch out. I remember I put some like tea in there, it was boiling, and then like 45 minutes later, I went to take a sip. I expected it to be cool, and it was boiling. It was so hot. But it's incredible that that does that, or that they make so many of them, and they're all identical. That they can just and all of the different materials and so many decisions went into each design aspect of this, right? You look at the covers and that it closes like that, or it opens, or the suction, and the it's it's a marvel. It's a marvel. Sunsets, sunrises, the ocean, the sky. There's so much to be in awe of in our lives. And that's what creative people are. They are curious, and they take time to be in awe of life. And but the good thing about creativity is that um, we're naturally born to be creative. There's a Canadian psychologist who studied a group of kids. I think it was 1,500 5-year olds, and then he tested them again 20 years later. So at 5, 98% of them were highly creative. 98%. By 25, only 2% tested as highly creative. What they've shown is that this creativity is actually innate in us and can be taught and can be honed like a muscle. Unfortunately, it's a muscle that most of us don't exercise very often. We don't ask a lot of questions. School teaches that out of us. They don't like us asking lots of questions. They want us to have answers. And I want you to answer the questions the teacher asks. I want you to memorize things and answer questions, not ask questions, not get curious, not stay in awe. But when we can play and ask lots of questions and do that, then we can tap into that creativity, and we get better results, and it can be fun. So here are some ways to foster creativity. Is when you have these brainstorming, you can have brainstorming, and I like it's a type of creative thinking I like to think of called alternative, like thinking about alternatives, right? What are different ways? And you can start in just set a timer for a minute. And I play this game sometimes with my goddesses or at my events. Like, you have a minute, come up with as many different uses as you can for paper. All right, what can you do with paper? And people start to think, and they're like, I can make a paper airplane. I can write on it. I can wipe my butt with it. I can, there are lots of different things here. And then you have a minute, and some people can come up with, I think the most I've seen is 16. Some people only are like, 5 or 6. It's a type of alternative thinking. And in real estate, that's really helpful to have that type of creativity. It's like, how many different ways can we find a property? Right? If everyone's going to the MLS, that's not the best strategy necessarily, but there are a bunch of other strategies. What are a bunch of different ways you can finance a deal? Because there's not just getting a loan from a bank. That's one way, but there are so many different ways in which you can structure a deal. How many different ways can you how many different options can you give a buyer for choosing you over somebody else? Money is just one thing buyers are looking for. Sorry, sellers. To have a seller choose you, right? Money, right there. Sometimes they will choose the person who has the highest offer. But we once got an apartment building, even though our offer was 50,000 less than the other person. We got that because we were more able to close. We had, we offered a bunch of different things. We offered more certainty for the seller. But they might want, that might be more interested in the timing, or sometimes they want you to move faster, sometimes they want you to move slower, sometimes they want you so there are different ways. So how can you start thinking creatively? Right, you can brainstorm, use that to find innovative deal structuring, and you can do different other playful visualization exercises to here it says hidden potential in seemingly ordinary properties, but also like playing and visualizing and seeing yourself in the property you want, right? Doing that kind of thing. All of that really helps with fostering that creative muscle that is so valuable in real estate. Okay, so how can you bring pleasure and motivation in your investing? So one is, set enjoyable goals, fun, achievable milestones, um, and achievable. So okay, I told you I've used this AI. So AI came up with like in a few seconds came up with this. So I'm going to I like this. And the word achievable. So when we talk about SMART goals, people like, yeah, it's specific, it's measurable, it's achievable. And I sort of bristle at that. Because achievable, I think, is anything that anybody has ever actually, if you can imagine it, you can have it. If you can imagine it, and if anyone has ever done it, then it's possible, right? It's achievable. And even if no one has ever done it, but you can really see it happen, then it's achievable. And I'm sure the Wright brothers, who, as they were bicycle shop owners trying to get this thing to fly, and there were a lot of resources being put into creating a flying machine. The U.S. government was trying to do it; they hadn't been able to do it. And not only that, but the Wright brothers' father was a minister, and he told them that trying to fly was a sin. They were going to go to hell. That's what I heard. Wasn't there, but that's the story I heard. So not only did they have their, all these people telling them what they were trying to do was impossible, they had, a father telling them that was like they were going to go to hell for that. And so you might, if before they actually did it, thought that's not achievable, but they did it. So I think instead of achievable, I like to use the word aligned. Aligned. It's fun and it's aligned. It's aligned with your vision, your desires, who you want to be, how you want to live. It's aligned with that bigger vision of who you are, and what kind of life you want to live. It's fun, aligned milestones to maintain enthusiasm, right? So that if it's like fun and it grabs you and it really like you really want it, that is that will get you there. And and have it and then create small wins. I told you every day in our accountability pods, we're like, how are we going to tap into pleasure today, right? So in a way that's like creating, like we have that daily dose of pleasure, um that will, that anchors us every day, but also when we accomplish milestones, not when we're at the end, not when we're like we've flown the plane at the end, but every attempt, even when it crashes, we celebrate. Oh my gosh, we're that much closer, right? I made this call that I was like, dreading. I did this thing. I did the due diligence. I looked at my numbers. Whatever it is, I made an offer. Yay! Let's celebrate. Reward ourselves. Celebrate for each of the accomplishment, and then as it says, create work environments that spark joy and creativity in your daily routine. So the environment is so important, y'all. Environment is so important. I did a lot of studying on feng shui, and feng shui is basically the science around the energy of items and spatial placements. It's many thousands of years old, stemming from China, and it there is an energy to how things are located and what's around you. So you want to create an environment that inspires joy, sparks joy and creativity. If right, hopefully you're familiar with the book The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. It's Marie Kondo, called the KonMari method. And so with the KonMari method, you go through and almost every item in your life, and you pick it up and you feel it, and you'll do it with categories, and you tap into it. Does this spark joy? Does this spark joy? And if the answer is yes, you keep it. And if the answer is no, you can let it go. And I went through this, and it is a life-changing magic, because when you are touching everything and you start to like really and you get so tuned in to what sparks joy, you can just touch it and it's like, oh, this hot pink thing is like, joy. You just like start to feel it. And then when there are things in your life, people, places, situation that don't spark that same joy, somehow you're able to let them go and only have the things in there that do spark joy. And having an environment where everything in it sparks joy is so powerful. So powerful. But you also want to put in things into your environment that remind you to play and have fun. I have, as a gift for speaking at an event, I received this little bobblehead of me. I love this thing. Not only does it spark joy, it's very weird looking, but it's like it reminds me to play. I don't know. Just I don't know. And so having this nearby, it like makes me want to play, and just having little toys around, um, will have inspire creativity. Right. I also have nearby. I have watercolors. I have some markers. I like to do a lot of drawing. Art. Anyway, so I like draw and I play and so I have this around, and it fosters that creativity and joy. And so put things into your environment that do the same. Now, and make this process of real estate investing, which especially for women can feel like a threat, can feel really scary. When you put in fun and play, it adds a lightness and it allows you to have a lot more, just more success. It allows you to motivation and to keep going. All right. So integrating more fun into your real estate investing, go to networking events, ones with fun themes. I'm actually going to be having an event. Stay tuned, in December. So right now, December 5th through 7th. Stay tuned. Feminine legacy event. So goddess path to fabulous finances, fun, and freedom. So that's going to be taking place. So that is a playful, fun networking event to come. So stay tuned. And for that, I'm also going to be having some different master classes coming up in the next, like September, October, November. So a lot with, and I want to integrate as much as I can this playfulness and fun as we go. So yeah, you'll get on the list to find out about things, and join and I'd love for you to join our program, and where we definitely prioritize fun and pleasure. in our investing. Also, gamified learning. So use real estate investment games to sharpen your skills enjoyably. I really enjoy playing cash flow. And this is a great game to train your brain to get to start investing, and you can play and make money or lose money, but it's not actually real money. So it's a wonderful way to learn, and to get into that habit of doing it without risking, because real estate is a big it can require some big outlays of funds. So getting to play and make mistakes in games is a great way to do it. Creative property tours, yeah, so adding scavenger hunts. um, AI came up with that. That could be fun. Why not? Do scavenger hunts. These are all ways to play. So I think, let's see, do I have any? Oh yeah, build stronger relationships through fun. So it does, as you have pleasurable experiences with people, you show up really playful. It does build trust. It can and improve communication, collaboration. I remember hearing somebody say they would never invest with somebody without playing cash flow with them first. They wanted to know who they were as people, and investors. You do learn a lot about people when you play games with them, and it's a great. But even just going, so we have retreats once in a while, and just being out and about and like doing like having these different experiences with people and being able to play together. Um, it it does really build these super powerful relationships, and real estate investing is a relationship business. So why not have relationships built off of fun and play? And it's and as we do that, we also show up as our best selves. So that is that. And then yeah, so fun filled investment future. So innovate, enjoy, embrace creativity. Your creativity will help you be more innovative, and the one who is most innovative and creative, they will win. They win this game of life. Enjoy, so find pleasure. There are different ways to integrate pleasure every day. Connect. You build these relationships through their play, and succeed. So this will help you achieve greater success by integrating this fun, this pleasure, this play into your investing. All right, I'm going to stop screen sharing, and um, thank you, Lisa, for your comments. That was fun. So I'm going to end with a brief trinity. A trinity is a brag, a gratitude, and a desire. Please, I welcome you to put your trinities in the comments. I'd love to hear what is wonderful. And trinities are so playful. They're very fun. So what do I brag? So I brag this 50 days of fun challenge. I brag having fun every day, and I have done things as simple as, a couple of days ago when I was swinging on the swings and climbing trees. Yesterday, I went to watch the quarterfinals live in person of America's Got Talent. I didn't even know it was the quarterfinals. I just got tickets. I was like, that seems fun. Let's go to America's Got Talent. And it was super fun. And, gone surfing, of dancing, museums. I've done just every day something fun. And so I brag that, and how uplifted I feel from that. I am grateful. I'm grateful for this challenge. I'm grateful for everyone who has played with me, who has come to engage in my fun adventures. And and especially my daughter Allie and my husband, who are, it's like, okay, I've got to do this fun thing, and they're like, okay. they're, they might want to do other things, but they're committed to helping me have fun. So I'm grateful to them. And I desire desire you all to have fun. I desire us to have more fun together. I feel like especially in the US and this puritanical work ethic, no pain, no gain, yeah, it can be so serious and so heavy. And I want us to have more fun and more play and more pleasure, especially as women, because we are wired for that. It we have so much better results when we are having more fun and we're playful. Um, there's a that saying, if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. So mamas, we need to get happy and have fun. So my desire is for us all to play more, and have lots of fun. And I desire you all to join me at my event in December, and where we will play and have fun and learn and skyrocket together. So that's it. Thank you for showing up, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.